Harold was born into a fairly happy household. Her parents owned a popular bakery during the 1930s and enjoyed taking photographs of their daughter and her best friend, Gretchen, the German Shepherd. Sandy loved caring for the animals around her, counting her lovely Gretchen and the horses she also had on her property. During her time caring for the animals, Sandy felt that she had gained a fair nugget of knowledge of animal behavior and felt as though she could communicate with her loving dog in an almost human-level conversation. After high school, Sandy was quickly married to a man she knew, but then divorced him very quickly. She then later married again into a passionate relationship with another. This second relationship started off intensely, and Sandy became a loving mother to her daughter Suzanne. But the relationship quickly sizzled out and became violent and deceitful, as Sandy's husband often had a habit of cheating, which sparked violent, angry fights between the two. Thankfully, the two broke up, and Sandy finally met a decent guy by the name of Jerry. Jerry was a sweetheart who quickly took place of Dad and raised Suzanne as his own. Jerry was also a loving husband to his sweetheart Sandy, making Sandy feel much more stable and happy. Both Jerry and Sandy moved their small family closer to Sandy's parents. They opened a couple small businesses in the area, and they became millionaires because of an auto shop they worked at. Sandy and Suzanne loved to horseback ride at shows and acted more like best friends than mother and daughter. They had multiple horses and a large amount of pet dogs. It was at one of these horse shows Sandy met a friendly chimp who performed horseback riding for the audience before the show. Sandy was taken away by the mischievous animal and went backstage to offer the chimp gummy bears. Later in the show, the chimp came out again to horseback ride and noticed Sandy in the crowd. The happy chimp jumped off the horse into the woman's arms, forever stealing Sandy's heart. Things changed as Suzanne grew up and married a man who was employed at her parents' shop. They moved away, and Sandy felt bitter and hurt. Sadly, Sandy's parents died due to illness, leaving her even more alone. As a result of her missing daughter and her dead parents, Sandy kept thinking about the chimp she met at the rodeo show. It was then she decided to adopt Travis the baby chimp from a breeder in a nearby state. Sandy and Jerry began to build a home for their new family member, fixing up the house with ropes, tire swings, and cage doors. Travis was an extremely happy little chimp who was close to both of his parents. He began learning much about human behavior. As he grew, Travis enjoyed watching TV, playing on the computer, and meeting people around the neighborhood, and eating fine foods and drinks from Sandy and Jerry. Hell, Travis even knew how to drink wine with his parents and drive the car for small distances. According to the New York and Travis the Menace the article, Travis had a distinct sense of humor. He'd become particularly impish when Sandy was on the phone talking. He'd change the channels of the remote furiously. He'd blast the volume on the TV. "Cut it out, you little son of a bitch," Sandy would yell, and then laugh. "I'm gonna kill you, you little bastard," she would say, obviously in a joking manner. "I'll tell you," she'd say on the phone. "You should see how smart Travis is. Just today, and then she would explain some sort of a story. So things seem to be going pretty good so far, right? That makes sense? Suzanne's husband and her broke up, and to Sandy's joy, Suzanne and her new son moved in with her mom once more. Travis actually played with Sandy's grandson often, and the two of them were actually fairly close. It got to the point where Travis was considered a celebrity in the town they lived in, as everyone was aware of the friendly chimp who would wave to them and sometimes appear in commercials. It was around this time where Sandy met Charla Nash, who would later become a survivor from Travis's violent attack. At the time, they had met together at a rodeo show and both connected in friendship. Charla even brought her children there, and sometimes the children would play with Travis, who showed no aggression towards Nash or her family. There was once a time Travis bit a woman he met once, but it was considered a small incident. There was one other time where Travis jumped out of the car and playfully played in traffic, causing a 2-hour wait for police to lead the chimp into the car with cookies. Even police thought the entire affair was kind of funny and did not press charges, as no one felt Travis meant any harm, and the police in the town liked Travis a lot and met him before. Things changed yet again for Sandy when Sandy's daughter Suzanne remarried and had more children with her new husband, both planning to move away. Sandy was horrified by the news and felt abandoned once more. However, this did not stop Suzanne, and she began packing her things and driving back and forth from her mom's place to her new husband's place. Suzanne often wrote letters to Sandy, which she greatly enjoyed and kept close to her all the time, often keeping them in safe places like scrapbooks just so she could look at them. Sadly, tragedy struck when Suzanne was killed in a road accident. Sandy always felt it was the new husband's fault. Her daughter was constantly driving back and forth between homes. She never forgave the husband, but always paid attention to her grandkids. As time went on, Suzanne's death was quickly followed by Sandy's loving husband Jerry, who died of cancer a few years after. When Jerry only had a few more months to live, he pulled Sandy aside and told her that he felt Travis was growing up and he was going to become too much to handle for Sandy. Eventually, she should turn him into a reserve to live with other chimps and care workers who would take care of him. After Jerry passed away, Sandy considered the idea and wrote a letter to a chimp's reserve explaining her situation with Travis. However, she was never able to send the letter. Sandy was now left alone with Travis, both very hurt by the sudden tragedy. Travis would wait for Jerry each night to come home and return from work, and Sandy started to stay in the house, rarely ever leaving the home. As a result, Travis was kept inside as well, and he started to gain a large amount of weight, becoming obese. Sandy continued to interact with her friends, such as Charla Nash, and Travis would interact with townsfolk and others outside the home once in a while. As Travis got older, he began to become more protective of Sandy and would become agitated if she left the home with any friends. Some wonder if at this point Travis considered Sandy his mate rather than his mom, which would make sense due to their close relationship. Travis never did anything violent, but became much more ruthless, to the point where Sandy put a drug called Xanax in his tea in hopes to calm him down. Xanax is a type of drug used for anxiety and is often prescribed by a doctor. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, I take that drug too, I forgot about that. Chimps are powerful animals that have twice the strength of a grown human. In the wild, they have a lot of sexual interactions and get aggressive with other chimps over potential mates and territory. They are smart and intelligent animals that create tools to hunt and share emotions similar to us, but still have their instincts to live in the wilderness. One fateful day in 2009, Travis ran off into the wooded area beside the house, seeming more agitated than usual, throwing himself into the trees, taking Sandy's car keys with him. Sandy called her friend Charla Nash to help her find Travis and bring him back into the home. Charla kindly agreed and drove to Sandy's house. From there, she and Sandy began to wander around the area looking for Travis, Charla squeaking an Elmo toy that Travis loved. It was quite suddenly then when Travis, the 200-pound chimp, attacked. Travis leaped on top of Charla and began to tear off her face, ripping off her nose, mouth, eyes, ears, and hands, Travis shrieking in panic and fury. Sandy hid behind her car and called 911 on the cell phone, quickly telling the 911 operator what was going on. I'm going to play the audio of the 911 call, so just a warning to you all, this is disturbing audio.
Stand for 911, where's your emergency?
Oh, this is Sandy. 241 Rock Crimmon Road.
What's the problem?
Send the police. Send the police.
What's the problem there?
The chimp killed my friend.
What's the problem with your friend?
Oh, please.
What's the problem with your friend? I need to know.
Send the police up with a gun. With a gun. Hurry
Who
up.
has a gun?
Please hurry up. He's killing my girlfriend.
What is the problem?
He's killing my friend.
Who's killing your friend?
My chimpanzee.
Oh, your chimpanzee is killing your friend.
Yes. He ripped her apart. Hurry up.
With a gun.
Hurry up, please.
There's someone on the way.
With guns, please. You shoot him.
What is the monkey doing? Tell me what the monkey's...
He ripped her face off.
He ripped her face off?
He's trying to attack me. Please,
Okay,
hurry.
I need you to calm down a little bit. They're on the way. Can you put yourself away? I don't want the monkey attacking you.
Please, hurry up. Listen to me.
They're on the way, ma'am.
Guns. They gotta shoot him, please. Please, hurry.
You're there with your friend. I need you to help your friend. Can you go help your friend?
I can't. He tried to attack me now.
Is he still there with your friend?
Yes.
Okay, so then back off. Then don't get any closer, okay? They're already on the way.
Please.
If the monkey moves away from your friend, let me know, okay? So we can try to help your friend.
No, I can't. She's dead. She's dead.
Why are you saying that she's dead?
She's dead. He ripped her apart.
He ripped what apart? Her face?
Everything. Oh,
He ripped her apart?
listen, I think I'm going to faint. I think I'm going to pass out.
Nope, just breathe, okay? I'm going to stay with you on the phone until they get there.
Listen, please hurry. Please hurry. Oh, my God. They got to have their guns out. They got to have their guns out. Listen to me. Oh, my God.
Is this your monkey or whose monkey
Yes.
is it? It's your monkey.
No, it's mine.
How do you know how big is he? How many pounds?
200 pounds.
400?
200.
200 pounds?
Listen to me, please. Where are they?
And he's a chimp, correct?
Yes. Where are they?
They're going your way. They're going as fast as they can your way, okay?
Please go faster. Please, Dirk. Please.
Is the monkey still by your friend, or can you get close to your friend?
He's eating her. Please.
The monkey's
God,
eating
oh,
her.
please.
Okay, I need you to calm down for me. I know it's hard, okay? I know it's hard. But they're going as fast as they can your way, okay?
Oh, my God. Please hurry. Please. They tell them they got to shoot him because I tried stabbing him and he's not, and it made him worse.
Okay, Sandra.
Have them shoot him.
They will. Sandra, I already have the fire department close by, okay? So as soon as the police gets there, the fire department's going to move in, okay? The fire department can't move in yet, but as soon as the police officers show up...
Please tell them. Shoot him because he's going to try to attack me now.
Just breathe, Sandra.
Shoot him! Shoot him!
Sandra, stay in your car.
Shoot him!
Sandra, I need you to stay in your car.
Shoot him, please! I tried stabbing him, and he's hurt now too. So he's gonna attack anybody. I can't get out of this car.
Lock your doors on your car and stay there with me.
It don't matter. It don't matter. It don't matter. He will rip the doors right
Sandra,
open.
just do what I'm telling you to. Stay in the car. The police officers will handle it.
Please tell him to shoot him. Please tell him. Please tell him to kill him, please.
They did, Sandra. They're shooting at him already, okay?
But he's not dead.
I know. They will continue until he's dead, okay? I just need you to stay on the phone with me and breathe.
He's not dead. He's not dead. He's not dead. Oh, God. Oh, God.
Panicked and shocked, Sandy watched her close friend getting torn apart by her beloved adopted son. She then ran inside and grabbed a knife. Coming back outside with the blade, Sandy started screaming at Travis to get off her friend. Travis wasn't listening, and Sandy stabbed Travis in his side. Travis still didn't notice as he continued to rip off the jaw of Charla. Sandy then stabbed Travis again, and this time he seemed to notice, and looked at Sandy. According to Sandy, it looked as though Travis asked, "Why did you do this to me, Mom?" Travis stopped for a few moments before continuing his attack on Nash. It was then police arrived and Travis stopped again, running up to the cop cars, either to attack them or because he had known the police officers from before. Travis attempted to open the door of the car, but was shot point blank by an officer who knew him. Travis screamed, defecated, and ran back into the house, a trail of blood behind him. Running inside, Travis went straight to his room, where he grabbed his bed pole and died due to his injuries. Police then had to clean up the scene and take care of Charla Nash, where fingers and scalp and hair were thrown all across the yard, all belonging to her. Medical staff say Charla Nash's injuries were the worst they had ever seen. Charla no longer had a face. After hours of surgery, Charla somehow recovered somewhat, but was unable to see and could only eat by feeding tube and was permanently disfigured. After multiple surgeries, Charla can now see and now has a face. Her children constantly look after Charla, helping her do everyday tasks she now needs help for. As a result from the entire ordeal, Charla is now an activist for wildlife and making sure people can't keep wild animals as pets. Brave Charla Nash did not feel any major anger towards Sandy, which is honestly impressive, but her children felt otherwise, debating a lawsuit against Sandy. Sandy, however, deteriorated mentally, scarred forever after the traumatic events. Not only did she witness the horrific injuries to her friend, but she had to kill her beloved son. The media covered the story insanely and went after Sandy like a shark to a wounded fish. Many fair questions were asked, such as, why wasn't Travis put in a care home before? Why was she giving him Xanax? Since Travis was already agitated that day, many wonder why Sandy would ever bring her friend over, just in case he became vicious. Other news coverage straight up claimed that Sandy and Travis had sex together, claims backed by no evidence whatsoever. Sandy was clearly distressed through interviews and stayed in her empty home, rarely ever coming out of the house. She began to hoard things, and much of the home became a mess, much like her traumatized mind. She spoke to friends somewhat regularly, while she cuddled a large chimp stuffed animal in her empty house. She was especially distressed by the news that they had decapitated Travis's body to test his head for rabies. One day, Sandy felt very sick and called her friend up to say she needed to go to the hospital. Quickly, she was rushed to the emergency services, but died due to the blood in her lungs. She died about a year after the attack in 2010. This entire situation is the perfect example why wild animals should not be kept as pets and should be treated with respect and space on a reserve or in the wild. Sandy may have cared for Travis, but clearly was not qualified to raise a chimp, and clearly had issues of her own. No one is quite sure why Travis attacked Charlotte Ash. Some speculate it could have been due to the Xanax, the anti-anxiety medication Sandy gave him. Others think it was a side effect of Travis's issues with Lyme disease. Lyme disease has a few connections to hysteria in apes, but this is a very rare case. Some wonder if Travis was being territorial or did not recognize Charla due to her new haircut that day. Sandy is now buried next to her loving husband Jerry. Sandy is also buried with the ashes of her beloved daughter Suzanne, and another container holding Travis's ashes is right next to her inside the grave.